Hi nerds. So let's talk lab safety. It's really important that we know lab safe practices. Like, science is one of those really fun subjects. It's one of those subjects where you get to set things on fire or blow them up occasionally or cut things open that might have diseases. The good thing about this is it's fun. It's better. The bad thing about this is it's actually dangerous. Like, this is one of the few subjects you do at school where you could proper get hurt. So to combat that, we have to have a few lab rules. This makes sense. First off, we want to make sure we're always wearing protective equipment. If we're not wearing protective equipment, this means we're setting ourselves up to, if things do go wrong, and it's okay if things go wrong, we're just not quite as prepared as we should be. We might get something in our eyes, we might get something on our skin which is caustic, which means it'll eat a hole in it, and that's a bad time. Or we might actually get something which is, less exciting, but even more dangerous. We might get something in our skin or in an open wound or something like that, which could actually get into our bloodstream and cause a long-term illness. Not everyone can have the same fresh haircut I've got, so we've got to be worried that if our hair is long and loose, we've got a lot of flames there. Your hair could catch on fire. This is something that quite a few science teachers have stories about. This happens. Part of being prepared and being safe in the lab is actually having read the experiment or looked up the experiment. Know what it is you're going to do. You don't have to know what's going to happen, but you have to know what it is that you're going to do. All chemicals you'll be given will have safety guidelines. They'll have that written on the labels. Read those labels. And some equipment will too, particularly if it's something you don't use very often. Never eat, drink, or smell things directly in the lab. And that includes both the equipment and the materials like chemicals we've all had, as teachers, had that student who, when you're dissecting an eyeball, just pops one in his mouth and eats it. And while hilarious, it's actually quite dangerous because it's a raw food product. Like, ignoring the lab chemicals, that's just not healthy. It's just not good hygiene. I'm a chemist, so I like to play with things that occasionally go pop or bang or fizz. And one of the good things about this is it's always exciting. One of the bad things about it is if you're looking directly into the open end of glassware, sometimes that stuff will get funneled straight into your face. And even if you're wearing safety goggles, it can still end up around, get under them, get into your nose, your mouth, and you're not going to have a good time. This may sound really obvious, but the lab is a slightly different environment to the classroom you're used to for the rest of the lesson. So how about we make sure that we don't run around during those experiments? We stay sensible. I think that's the main one. We want to wash our hands. It's important that we wash our hands when we're finished because we'll take stuff from within the lab and then it goes with us. So if we don't wash our hands, we'll have the same stuff on our hands that we're playing with in the lab. And that will lead to it being eaten, and we shouldn't be doing that. As I said earlier, common sense, be sensible. If you're about to do something and you go, I might get in trouble for this, don't do it because you're going to get in trouble. And we don't want that. And the main reason we're reasonably strict in the lab, particularly compared to the regular classroom, is that, as I said earlier, science is one of those few subjects where you can really get hurt. Either like something drastic and exciting for everyone else in the class right then, or long-term down the road. So be sensible. Know what it is you're doing. Wear safe clothes. Tie your hair back. Basically minimize all of your chances that you can give yourself to really hurt yourself. Alright, I hope that made a lot of sense. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll get back to you as quick as we can. Hit subscribe so you keep up with everything we're putting out there. Okay, thanks. Bye now.